This is day 13 of our series, that's Learn Sql Server in 60 days. So welcome back again. Last video we have discussed about different kind of function. What are the different kind of function? Just to recap, scalar value function, inline function, table value function, and system defined function, right? Which are also categorized as the user defined function and the system defined function. User defined function are those functions which are created by the user, which are a custom function, and the system function are the inbuilt function which are provided by the Microsoft for the calculation purposes. Great. And we can use a function as a column, and we can use a function as a table, right? Okay, so today we are going one step ahead and we are going to learn a new programming object in SQL Server, and which is view. So today we are going to talk all about views. I hope we will cover all the concepts which are related with the views, and we'll end up with the good learning experience. Great. So today I'm going to talk about all this topic here: views, type of views, how to create it, how to access it, and can I perform the Dml operation on a view, how can I do that, with schema binding option, what is it, and with check option, what is it, then can I create index on view? If I create index on view, what can we call it as, how does it refresh, how data gets stored, right? Great. So let's start one by one. So today the first topic is a view. Great. And we are going to talk about views. Okay, so it's a general question. What is view? I know all of you guys know about view, but just to recap, the views are the stored SQL statement. Just let me write the statement. View is the stored SQL statement. What does it mean? Let's try to store SQL statement. Great. Let's try to understand this statement. SQL statement which are stored in a SQL server, we call it as the view. Great. Let me repeat one. View is the stored SQL statement. It is very simple. It is not rocket science. Just try to understand. I have some SQL statement which are stored in a SQL server, and I'm naming it as something, and that something is called as a view. Right? View is a concept of storing the SQL statement in a SQL server. Great. So yeah, I think you got it. So if I have the so you may have a question, why do I need to first understand the view? Is there necessary to learn the view? Yes. Let's say you are writing a script. That script may be 1,000 line of script. 1,000 line of SQL script, and in that script you are going to use a specific kind of a join. Let's say you are joining 5 tables, and every time you are joining those tables and you have writing this code again and again. Let's say that reference is almost near about 100 times in your code, so you will write the same set of a join 100 times. So unnecessary, it will become the burden for the developer to read it, and also it will be a very lengthy code, right? Because you are writing unnecessary statement number of times. So instead of that, why don't you replace those join with some short name? So that short name we can call as a view. Let's say these are the view. Okay, I hope you got the concept. So if I have some set of a SQL statement, some set of a join, and I want to create the simple short name for that, so the best concept is a view. So through the view we can achieve that, right? Okay, next point is type of view. There are 2 type of view in SQL Server. Basically these are categories. Yeah, high level. One is simple view, another is the complex view. Okay, so simple view is a view where it contains only a single table in his query, basically in his definition, where it contains only single table. Great. A complex view is a view where it contains multiple tables, aggregate, right? So basically these are the high level type of view. So you can simply say simple view or a complex view. If the view definition contain only a single table, then it's a simple view. If view definition contain a multiple table, multiple joins, then we can call as the complex view with aggregate, or right. So aggregate may be with one table also, then also it is a complex view. Great. Next point we are going to talk is how to create it. First of all, so this is very simple. Let's say I have two table, I have created it. I'm just showing you. I have an user database. Let me open any test database. I have one database name as the view demo. Here I have two tables, department and okay, these are the two table which I have. Great. Here I want to show you one trick here. For example, I want all the columns of a department table. So for that, what I need to manually type it all the column, like whatever the column it has. For example, it has two column, department ID and the department. So I need to type here department ID, depth ID, depth name, right? But sometime, now here only two column, but sometime we may have the 50 or 60 column. So there is a trick. Just go to the column section here and just drag and drop here. You will get all the list of the column. This is a trick to get the all list of columns. Next, from employee table, you want all the columns. So how will that? Just you will go here, you will go to the employee table and column section, right? And here you will drag and drop this like this. So you will get all the columns. So I have two tables. So it was not related with view. It's a general concept. I thought I will show you shortcut here. Okay, so I have this two table, department and employee. Great. Now if I want to create a simple view with a employee table, how can I create it? Just write the create view statement, right? This is for employee, this is for department, and give the proper name for the view. Normally people follow the policy that they start with a prefix called as a VW for any view. I'm following the same, department, and for employee VW I'm giving as an employee, right? So these are the, and here you need to type right as a S, as. Great. So let's create it. there is an already. Okay, let's drop it. So here we can drop the viewer also, like a normal table, right? If we want to drop the table, so how do we need to write it? We need to write it like a drop table, like that. We need to just write drop view. Yeah, great. Now create the views like this. So these two views are created successfully. Let's run it. You can run this as a normal one. Great. So this is the simplest way we can create the view. So this is the creation of a view for the simple view. Great. Now if you want to create the complex view, how you can create it? So complex view is a view where it contains multiple table in the join condition, right? So if I want to convert this view into the complex view, how I can convert it? I'm changing the name. Great. Then I need to use multiple table here, inner join with the department table, right? Giving name. So on a dot dip id is equal to b dot dip id. So this is this join I have written here, right? And if I execute it, it will execute, right? Let's say I need I need this thing from employee table, employee ID, and the employee name, and the I need department name instead of the ID. So how can I do that? Name, department name. Great. So when I execute it, I can get the data, right? Employee name and department name. So can I create it? So let's try it. Okay, it's created. So this view is called as the complex view because it contains the more than one table in this condition. Also we can create another case that we can create a view with the aggregate data like this. Let's say I'm naming it as the AG, and here apply some group by employee ID, and you're just taking the max name. I'm just showing you the demo for the aggregate, right? So this is the aggregate code. If you query this, what will happen? You will get the name of employee by aggregating the employee ID. Just try to understand the concept. I just want to show you the aggregate concept here it may be anything. So we have created two view called two complex view, one for with the multiple table join, one with the aggregation. Okay, great. Next, how to access it? We have seen, just use it like a table. You can use it in a from class. Let's say I want to use this. How can I access it? Like this, from, right? Normally how we access the table in the from class, right? Great. Also you can pass the condition. Right, employee equal to 1. Great. If I pass 2, what will happen? Nothing, because there is no data with that. Okay, great. So far we have covered how to what are the different kind of view, how to create it, how to access it. Next we will be talking about the DML operation on a view. I hope so far it is clear. I don't think we have discussed rocket science here. We have simply discussed what is the definition of view and what are the different kind of view and how to create them. Now we are going to talk about how to perform the DML operation on a view. Operation on a view. Great. Dml operation means what? Dml operation means insert, update, and delete. So whenever I perform this kind of operation on any view, if it permits, then what will happen? Because we have discussed that view is the SQL stored statement in a SQL server, right? Great. So as I'm saying, these are the stored SQL statement, and now I'm saying I can also perform the insert, update, delete. Yes, you can perform, but there are some restrictions that you can only perform insert, update, delete, or you can perform the DML only on the simple view, not on the complex ones, right? If a view is using only a simple view is using a single table without any aggregation, then we can perform the DML operation like a normal table on it. Okay, let's give me a practical demo. I have the employee view here. Let's run it. I have run it, and I am seeing there are 2 records here. Great. If I want to see the definition of this view, how I can see? Just type sp help text, and the name of a view. Name of view is this one. Come here and run it. So here you can see the definition view also, right? Great. Now I am seeing only one table is there, and now I want to insert some data in the view. Let's try to write it. Insert into, it has the 3 column, so I need to pass the 3 column. Let's say if you'll do Alt plus F1, it will show you the definition also. It will show you the column name. So it has 3 column. Or simply I can show you here. Go to the view section, right click on the view, refresh it, you will see the name of that view here, right? Go into this column section and just bring those one column here, drag and drop, you will get all those list of column, right? And then pass the value. I'm giving it as the employee ID as 2 to 3 because I already have 2 employee. Then name as the Prashant, and department ID is 3. Great. Okay, and now before running this query, I want to show you the data once again in the employee table. So I can see that there are only 2 records, right? And I am inserting data through what? Through view. Let's execute it. When I execute this, I am giving the message like 1 row affected. So where this row get affected? When I execute the employee view, I can see here 3 records are added there, right? I can also check with the table if you want to. This is my table name, and if I run this query, I can see this record got inserted permanently. So we can do the insert on a view, but that view should be a simple view. Okay, now we have done insert. Now let's do delete from Dml employee where emp id is equal to 3. Can I do that? Yes, you can do it. Let's run these two statement views and the table one. You can see the same data. Okay, now can I do the update? Let's do the update. Set I want to update the name of employee as the Ramesh, where employee ID is equal to 2. Now if I'll execute this query, I can see for employee ID 1 I don't have. Okay, I have only one. So for employee ID 1, the name should be this one, or I can other way around. I can do I can update the employee ID whose name for the employee is Mohammed, and the employee ID should be 2. Great. And if I execute this query, what will happen? I will get a message that one row has been affected. And if I execute this statement again, what will I see? I will see the employee ID got updated. So this is just a quick demo how to perform the insert, update and delete on the view. But please note that we have done this operation on a simple view. Now let's go to the another part, and that's can we do the DML operation on a complex view? We are having this complex view. Great. Let's take it and let's try to run it. But actually we can't do it, but I will show you demo practically. Let's run it first to see the all columns. Okay, great. Write the insert statement. Okay, so let's take the complex view. This is our complex view. Let's run it. When I run it, I can see here there are 22 columns, right? Okay, great. Now try to insert data in it. Insert into this view. What will happen? Let's check it out. And as it has the 2 column, employee ID and the name, so give the one employee ID as a 3 and the employee name as a Sam. Let's execute it. What will happen? I'm getting the error, right? Update or insert of the view function failed because it contained a derived or a constant field, right? So we can't perform basically the DML operation on a view which is a complex view, and the complex view means where we have the join, multiple joins, and where we have aggregate on it, right? Now let's move to the next topic with schema binding. Sometime what happen, we create a view on a respective table, but sometime some other people or DBA change the definition of that column, right? So let's say previously the column was int, and now they are changing the data type for that column as a varchar, right? So what happened in that case? In that case, our system, our view will fail, or they can drop it also, not an issue. So our view will fail. So sometimes it's very important that it should not happen. So in critical system, it should not happen, right? So we have an option called as a schema binding. We have to use it while creating the view. Simplest example I can show you. This is our definition of creating the view, right? So you can alter. We can alter the view also. Now here you have to use the option called as the with schema binding. With schema binding. If you will create the view with this with schema binding option, you can't change the definition of this table. Basically you can't drop the column, department ID, department name. You can't change the data type of those 2 columns, right? Let's have a demo. Now I'm creating a view with a schema binding option on a department table. Great. Now let's try to drop the column. Drop column alter table department ID, drop column department ID. Let's run it and let's see the error. Alter table drop column failed because one object accessed this column, right? So is dependent on this one. That's why, because this view is dependent on the department ID column, so we can't drop it. Let's try to drop the table. Drop the table. What will we get? We can get the error, right? If you carefully read it, that VW department is referenced by this object, so it can't be dropped, right? Great. With schema binding. Now let's try to create the same view without schema binding option. What will happen? Can I drop it? Let's try it. Yeah. Now if we'll run this view, what will happen? Invalid column name, right? Could not use the view or function because of the binding error. This kind of view is called as the orphan view. Orphan view. So orphan view are the view where they don't have the respective column, their columns are dropped or modified. So that kind of view are called as orphan view. Normally we have the orphan user concept, right? So like that we have the orphan view also. So now we have just dropped the column, create the column, alter department ID int and default value equal to 1. And if I now execute it, I can get the data. Just make a data correct. Department ID is equal to 1. As it has only one record, so I did that. Great. Now let's run it and see the data. We can see only one record. Great. Now this was the schema binding option. If I specify schema binding option, it means I can't alter the definition of a table. I can change the column name. I can't change the data type of that respective column, which column I have used in schema binding, right? So these are some limitation. Great. Now next part is with check option with a view. What does it mean? So this is my view definition. Now let's again talk. This is my view definition, right? Now I want to create a view in such a way that if I want to insert the data into this view, basically this is for some security level permission. I will talk about that. And I'm creating this view with the condition like a department ID should be equal to 1, right? So what is the condition? Select department data from the department table where the department ID is equal to 1. And if I'm specifying with check option, and if I'm creating this view, what will happen? Before that, I would like to show you something more interesting. So I'm creating a view, normal view with a condition. What happened? Now I am having this view. I am trying to insert some data in it. Let's write the data. Let's write the query for inserting into this view. So as it has the 2 columns, so I can write like this: select 2 as a department ID. Let's run it. Now if I run this view, what will I see? I will see there are 2 view department ID. Okay, let's see the definition first. So how you can see the definition for that? SP help text. And if you run this query, okay, now let's create a view with a check option. And so if you specify with check option, you can't update it, right, like this. So it will be always go and it will always check this condition, that what condition it tries. So always it try to check the condition part with check option. So if that is made, then only it will perform the other operation, otherwise it will throw the error, right? Okay, great. So I hope you understood this. Right, next part is, can we create the index on a view? Yes, we can create the index on a view. And if we'll create the index on a view, that index is called as the index view. So you might have seen this term called as index view lot of places. So what is index view? Index view is a special kind of view where we will have the index on that view. This index view also called as a materialized view. Materialized view also, great. So if there is any view and there is a unique non-clustered index on it, unique non-clustered index, that kind of view is called as the materialized view. If there is a unique non-clustered index created on a view, that view is called as a materialized view, right? So that is this is used for some performance perspective. If you are having lot of aggregation data, lot of aggregation query, and every time you need it, so instead of performing on the fly, it's better to store that data in some place and access it. So if you will create the index view, that data gets stored on the disk. If you will create a simple view, only the query gets stored, but if you will create the index view, data gets stored. How to create it, I will show you demo. Let's pick up the code of this department ID. So this is my view department ID. Now I want to create the index on it. So if you want to create the index on a table, how you will create unique non-clustered index, then you need to give the name, create index unique non-clustered. Name of the index is I'm giving as the I'm giving as the IX unique ID on view, on which column? Department ID. Here also, if you will have any doubt, so here you can always come and you can right click here, you can go to the design section also, you can create it from here, right? So like that we can also create from here. I'm giving you the definition. Okay, so so basically definition is like if there is any index on a view, it's called as a materialize, right? So that index should be a cluster index, it should be unique cluster index. Sorry about that. If there is a unique cluster index on a view, that view is called as a materialized view. So let's create it, but before creating it, there is a condition that that view should be with schema bound. So make it with schema bound. First of all, we should create the view with schema binding. Then we need to create the cluster index on it. Let's create it. Okay, it has some duplicate keys in it, so what we need to do it here, we need to drop the data. We need to delete the rows, duplicate rows, to make it consistent. Last time we have executed the query, right? So data got loaded. Okay, where depth id is equal to 2 and make it delete. Clear the data, create the index. So now you will see this view is a materialized view, index view. You can see the definition of the view by Alt F1. You can see here the unique cluster index on it. Okay. Now let's try to run it. If you'll run and see the execution plan for this one, what we'll see, let's try to see it. We'll see here table scan. And if I am specifying here where depth id is equal to 1, because it has a one record, so it won't affect more here. But if there is a lot of complex query, then definitely it will be helpful. Okay, I will show you in next demo how it is useful. Great. Now we have almost covered all the topic which are related to with respect to the view. I hope you understood views, the definition of view, different kind of views, and how to create them, how to access them, then how to perform the DML operation on a view. So how can I perform those operations also with schema binding? What is it with check option? What is it then materialized view? What is it? All those things we have discussed. Hope you like and enjoyed our video. If you like and enjoyed our video, please don't forget to subscribe us. We are not forcing you, but it will great help for making us a good videos, and also you people will get notification when we'll upload a new video. Okay, thank you so much for watching and giving your valuable time. Have a great day.